We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word. Crispy. But also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender. All one word. But then, also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is two words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
As Maxine Waters calls for violence, calls for more violence by African Americans, blacks, however you phrase it, and as the jury in the Derek Chauvin case deliberates, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, has been doing a good job, certainly much better than any other governor in this country, boasts about passing a law by the Florida legislature, that's my home state, which says that you lock up people who disturb the peace, rioters, in other words, or who harm people. If this is the state of the country, that you have to pass legislation to enforce other legislation and common law that committing the crime deserves to pay the time, then you can see the state of the nation. You can just see how low things have sunk and how things, frankly, are not just out of control, but this total leftist takeover, this total domination by a minority, by radical blacks who are being manipulated by the Marxian Jewish left, by radical Muslims, not even radical Muslims, Muslims, by feminists, by LGBTQs, by atheists, by others. The country basically has been taken over. It's a situation not much different than what occurred in South Africa. Apartheid was wrong, as I've said before. When I was a young lawyer, I worked for a law firm that represented the government-owned steel industry in South Africa. And when I left to start my own firm, I refused to take the clients, even though I needed clients. It was very lucrative if I had accepted it, but on principle, I did not. But who took over South Africa? The African National Congress, communists. And since then, the country has gone down the drain. Huge crime, expropriation of property at pennies on the dollar of whites. Whites have fled. They've gone to other countries. Even the pro-golfers, they're no longer live in South Africa. They live in Florida or other places in this country, mostly Florida. And this is what's going to happen here. If radical blacks take over this country, they already have, but if it continues, white flight, people are not going to want to live here. They're going to leave. And if the politicians and others don't stand up for the American people, they're out the door. They're out the door anyway. The Republican Party is dead. It's finished. All you hear is talk. Ted Cruz, I'm tired of hearing his big mouth on TV. I'm tired of hearing Lindsey Graham. I'm tired of hearing Tom Cotton. I'm tired, obviously, of hearing Karl Rove, who's a complete crook. I'm tired of hearing all of them. I'm tired of public interest groups that boast and raise hundreds of millions of dollars claiming they're getting more documents about Hunter Biden. Well, take the documents where the sun don't shine. Stick them there. Maybe you'll enjoy it. But the fact is that we need more than just documents. We need action right now. We need action by the American people to rise up. And that's why I wrote my book. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry. Forget the scandal industry. People are profiting off of you, claiming they're doing something. No, they're not. What have they done? We wouldn't be in this state if they did anything. And read my book. I candidly say, I don't pound my chest and say, oh, another great Judicial Watch victory. No, you know what? I haven't done squat. The fact is, I just slowed the pace of corruption down just a little bit over the years. It's time to rise up. It's time to wage a second American revolution peacefully and legally, to take our system back, to indict, to try, to convict, to throw the criminals peacefully and legally with citizens' arrests in a slammer where they belong. All of them, Democrat and Republican. And it's time to wage a second or a third Continental Congress. The Second Continental Congress gave rise to the Declaration of Independence. We're holding the Third Continental Congress Memorial Day in Philadelphia across from Independence Hall. We will declare a new government by and for the people, with elected representatives outside of a fraudulent voting system. We will make it clear that government officials and judges do not have immunity. They're not above the law to do as they please. We'll change the Constitution insofar as we'll just add discrimination on the basis of ideological and political belief. We must rise up. We must fight the forces, the sinister forces of the American body politic that have thrown their lot with these leftists, because they think that'll scratch their back, make them more profitable, make them more money. Companies like Coca-Cola, like Delta, like sports leagues like the Major League Baseball, like the NBA, like universities, like my own university, Duke University, which has become destroyed by the left. It's worse than Berkeley at this point. These are the things that we need to fight. And we need to rise up now before it's too late. We're on the eve of a verdict in the Derek Chauvin case. Cities are boarding up. Cities fear that they will burn. Well, you know what? Let them burn. Because if in fact the American people don't rise up, they get what they deserve. They'll get what they deserve. And for those of you who are leaving the country, that's cowardly. And for those of you who are sitting there on your retirement doing nothing, thinking that this is going to go away, having the scotch and smoking the cigar, shame on you, because your kids and grandkids are going to live in a communist, atheist hell. This is where we are today. American people must rise up. American people must realize time is now for action, not for talk. Time is not for documents. Time is not for fooling the American people that you're doing something when you've done little to nothing. And that goes for all of us Americans. And that's my message today. Read my book, It Takes a Revolution. And forget the scandal industry. Turn off Sean Hannity and let's get to work to save this country. The Father and his Son helped those that helped themselves. He helped us once in colonial days when our founding fathers invoked the divine providence. We can invoke it again. But like our founding fathers, we have to do something. To invoke it will be the end of this country if we do nothing. God will not help those who sit there and watch Rome burn. That's my message for today. Thank you for listening to me. Stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. And until then, give this some thought, because you can see that the country is already on its back. It's on life support. And if we don't rise up now, there'll be nothing left.
This is your new home speaking. I know you haven't moved in yet, but I need some favors. Could you dust the blinds? The dust makes me feel dusty. Also, we could save a lot of money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. It's super easy to do online or over the phone. Last favor, when you move in, could you stick to one aesthetic? The last owner had a weird mix of floral wallpaper and nautical tchotchkes, and I can't have another identity crisis.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
At T. Rowe Price, we've guided investors through change for over 80 years with a team dedicated to helping you reach your retirement goals.
I am here because I want to make things happen for our clients.
Learn more about how we can help by clicking the ad. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.